Top Cops can be seen later this evening. Now stay tuned for the Philadelphia Phillies versus the San Diego Padres.
Good evening, everyone, from Veterans Stadium. Welcome to Phillies baseball. Tonight, the Phils open a series with the San Diego Padres. Sid Fernandez going for the Phillies and ex-Phil Andy Ashby for San Diego. Harry Callis along with Rich Ashford and Chris Wheeler. A hot night here, and the ball might carry again in this hot air as it has been certainly over the last 3 ball games. But Wheels, the good news today is that Jim Fregosi will be back in 1996.
Yeah, Harry, we sure think so. You know, I mean, he's such a great guy to work for, and he's done a good job in the years that he's been here. I think Bill Giles and Lee Thomas said it best. They want to get it over with. It was a distraction. There's no doubt about it. And Jim Fregosi has that contract extension for next year. He wanted to come back. He's happy about the whole situation. He told us tonight on his radio pregame show that he still feels there's some things he'd like to do here, and he wasn't about to let somebody run him out of town. So, you know, he basically figured that he wanted to come back here and manage again, and he's real happy to be here.
And I think the players certainly supported him. They're happy, and they're involved now in a wild card chase, certainly. And Whitey, so are the San Diego Padres. They've been playing great.
I tell you, they're in a division. There's only 4 teams in that division, but nobody's really run away with it. The Dodgers in Colorado are up there at the top, but they're scuffling, trying to win games. San Diego's now 1 game over the 500 mark, only 2 games back. They're not thinking about wild card. They're thinking about winning the whole division.
Andy Ashby comes in having pitched 18 consecutive scoreless innings. He'll be opposed by Sid Fernandez. Starting lineups for you after these messages.
Phillies baseball is being brought to you by Beechwood Aged Budweiser. It's always been true. This Bud's for you. The Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 people use the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. By the all-new Chevy Blazer, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year. Test drive it at your local Chevy dealer. Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies, featuring full-service evening and 7-day banking. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. For 57 years, the health insurance company you can lean on.
We could use another bathroom, but I really had my heart set on a new kitchen. Until the furnace went. But instead of putting everything on hold, I got a Mellon PSFS line of credit. We'll be okay. I got the money I needed, even a little extra, for other important things.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
We at Oldsmobile don't like to boast, but our 88 was named a Consumer's Digest Best Buy for the 5th straight year. Me too. And to celebrate, we're now offering this special limited time lease price of only $279 per month. Not to mention dual airbags, ABS, and a 205 horsepower V6. In our humble opinion, you betcha. It's your money.
Back at Veterans Stadium, game 1 of this 3-game series with the San Diego Padres. Phillies have taken the field behind Sid Fernandez and Bruce Bochy starting lineup for the Padres tonight. He'll lead off with Steve Finley, center fielder, Jody Reed, second base, bats second, Tony Gwynn, right fielder, hitting third, Ken Caminetti at third base, bats fourth, Eddie Williams, the first baseman, hitting fifth, Arky Sinfranco in left field, bats sixth, Brian Johnson, the catcher, hitting seventh, On to Harcedeño at shortstop, bats 8th, batting 9th, and pitching Andy Ashby, and that lineup is facing Sid Fernandez.
Sid Fernandez, there he is, the big Hawaiian, 6'1", 225-pounder, 32 years of age, and has done one great job for the Phillies there. Look at his one loss and his strikeouts per 9 innings. It's just amazing. I mean, those are Randy Johnson kind of strikeout numbers. He has just pitched way above what you thought he would be able to do.
Defensively, it'll be Charlie Hayes at third, Kevin Stocker shortstop, Mickey Morandini second, Greg Jeffries at first, Aaron Dalton catching. The outfield from left to right has Kevin Flora, Andy Van Slyke, and Mark Whitten. Randy Marsh, the plate umpire. At first base is Charlie Relaford, Jeff Kellogg at second, and the crew chief Harry Wendelstedt at third. Steve Finley leads it off. This guy has really been on fire, hitting .412 in the last 28 ball games, boosting his average to 8th best in the league at .319. Third in the league in stolen bases. Excellent leadoff man, a good center fielder.
He leads the league in runs.
Yeah.
He's always a good player, though. I mean, he's a guy, when you saw him with the Astros, you thought, what a good player he is, and he's done a great job with this ball club.
Now balls and 2 strikes to Finley.
He's the guy who hit the ball off Norm Charlton's head early in the year.
Right. Missing with a curveball, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Don't see too many teams go against Sid Fernandez with 2 left-handed hitters in the lineup. There you see what he did his last time out, another good outing. But Finley and Gwynn, and they play against everybody.
Struck him out, and Finley is among the top 10 toughest to fan in the league, but where else Sid?
Doesn't matter. It's a high fastball. And as Harry said, he is one of the toughest to strike out on that foul tip. 1 in every 10.3 at-bats does Finley strike out. But when you face Sid Fernandez as a left-handed batter, I mean, the league's hitting 136 left-handed hitters against him. So they don't play many left-handed hitters against Sid.
Lefties hitting just 136, but you know, righties are hitting just 196. So
that means the league's under 200, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. 1 ball and no strikes to Jody Reed, who's hitting at 263.
That's been the norm for Sid throughout his career, though. There it is right there. And overall, the league batting 187 against him.
Wow. Reed lays off the high fastball, 2-0.
Jody Reed's a good little ball player. Spent most of his career in the American League. Gets a lot of doubles, and is a good little 2-hitter. Especially behind a guy like Finley.
Pops him up, foul and playable. Charlie Hayes puts it away for out number 2. Padres have been hot. They've won 10 of their last 13. Tied for the National League lead in shutouts and grand slam homers. They've hit 7 slams. Here's Tony Gwynn on his way to his 6th batting crown in his great career, hitting .367. He only has a 34-point lead over second best Donnie Bichette at .333.
So you think he might win another one, huh?
Yeah. I'd say it's over.
You got that right.
Sits safely in 7 straight games, hitting .417 in the last 7. And Sid starts him with a curveball.
Think how hot somebody would have to get and how cold he'd have to get. Look at him against Sid Fernandez. We just talked about how tough he is on left-handed batters. Doesn't bother this guy.
2 balls and no strikes to Tony Gwynn. Birthday wishes to Captain Steven Johnson tonight. And to great Phillies fan Jenny Sparks. Got it off the end of the bat. It's still carrying deep to the warning track. Caught by Flora, so that'll give you an indication of how the ball is going to carry tonight. No runs, hits, errors, none left after 1/2. Padres nothing. Phil's coming to bat.
There's no one else on the field like him. I hear he's a big milk drinker. I can tell. That energy, that strength, that body. Forget it, girls. He's taken.
Milk, whole, low fat or not.
Most manufacturers show their four-wheel drives in places where, quite honestly, you'll never go.
Billy! Billy!
But for exceptional comfort and control on your next adventure, you need the driver control system found only on the new Chevy Blazer. The all-new Chevy Blazer. It's nice to know it's there.
Good ski cap. Sunday, September 10th at 1:35, the Phillies play the Astros. And fans 14 and under receive a free tomato red ski cap with a Phillies logo, courtesy of Campbell Soup. Call 463-1000.
Padres have taken the field for the bottom half of the first inning, and Jim Fregosi's lineup for the Phillies tonight. Mickey Morandini, second base, leading off. Kevin Stocker, shortstop, at second. Greg Jeffries, first base, hitting third. Mark Whitten, right field, bats fourth. Darren Dalton, catching, hitting fifth. Charlie Hayes, third baseman, bats sixth. Andy Van Slyke, center fielder, hitting seventh. Kevin Flora, the left fielder, bats eighth. And Sid Fernandez, pitching, hitting ninth. They're facing Andy Ashby.
One of the hottest pitchers in the league right now, an old friend, Andy Ashby, 6'5", 190-pounder. Ash now 28 years of age. He was signed as a free agent by the Phillies. There are his numbers, but we'll get into them later. He has pitched great lately.
Defensively behind Ashby, Ken Caminetti at third, Andujar Cedeno shortstop, Jody Reed at second, Eddie Williams at first. Brian Johnson doing the catching. In the outfield from left to right, it's Archie Sinfranco, Steve Findlay, and Tony Gwynn. Mickey Morandini leads it off, hitting at .293. Ashby signed by the Phillies originally as a free agent in 1986. Born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri, now makes his home in Pittston, PA. His wife Tracy from Pittston. And his wife Tracy is here along with the big gang of friends from Pittston for this game tonight. 2-1 to Morandini. Mickey's had good numbers against him, 6 out of 18 with a homer.
There you see how hot he's been lately, not surrendering a run. Andy Ashby's best pitch is a hard sinker.
Right there, it's beaten into the ground, but up and oh, what a great play by Cedeno, but he couldn't get the throw on the bag or he would have nailed Morandini. Amazing that he got to it. Had he thrown the ball to the bag, even with a bounce, he probably would have had him. It'll be an infield hit for Mickey.
He not only gets to it, look at that hop that he had. And now he has to throw across his body. Really hard to get anything on it or any direction. There was the hard sinker ball that Ashby features, and Mickey just beat it into the ground.
Brings on Kevin Stocker, hitting at .212. Hit his first home run of the year here yesterday in the 9th inning to tie the game. Runner breaking, and Morandini is out by plenty. Good throw by Brian Johnson right on the bag, and Mickey Morandini, they're playing hit and run as Stocker swung through the pitch.
Yep, you see him look in, so that's an indication that it's a hit and run. They've been doing a little more of that lately because they've had so much trouble scoring runs, so they've been trying a few different things, plus they have some quicker players out there. But once he swung through that pitch, Morandini was in trouble.
Stocker gets hit by a pitch. Ashby will pitch inside. That's the 8th batter he has hit this year. So Stocker at first with 1 out for Greg Jeffries.
Here it is. You see Johnson set up inside, and he hits him with a fastball just above the knee.
Jeffries closing in on that 300 mark, hitting at 297. He has good lifetime numbers against Ashby. 429 career hitter off Andy Ashby. Ashby has struggled against the Phillies, both at Colorado and with the Padres. He's 0-4 lifetime against the Phils with a high career ERA of 6.55.
See, they've worked with him on speeding up his delivery, too. He gets the ball to plate in a hurry. He's a little over like a 1.18, now 1.19, and that's fast, especially for a guy as tall as Ashby, but he's come up with a pretty good slide step there and delivers the ball to plate in a hurry. Now, see, that time he changed and he kicked his leg high. He shows a base runner a slide step first pitch, then kicks his leg the second. Pretty good way to hold runners on to vary it.
2 balls and a strike to Greg Jeffries. On the outside corner, 2-2. Harriet Days of Sunbury, a birthday today, and our best wishes for a speedy recovery to June Days in the Mansion Nursing Home in Sunbury. From Paul and from us. Full count.
Well, the way they've been running, you would figure the Phillies will run in this situation. Jeffries been making good contact, among the toughest to fan in the league.
Second only to Tony Gwynn.
Had 5 of them tonight. Or 4 guys in the top 10. 3 of them with San Diego.
Stocker does go and is beaten on the ground at Jody Reed. He'll throw Jeffries out. Stocker moves up to second. And with 2 down, it'll bring on Mark Whitten. Whitten hitting at 288. Kathy Amol of Philadelphia. We'd like to send along our best for a speedy recovery to Kathy and Holy Redeemer Hospital.
Yeah, and birthday wishes tonight to Tony DeMeo of Hamilton, who's 82, and to Franklin Himmelberger of Coopersburg, celebrating number 75.
Whitten, the switch hitter, will bat left here against Andy Ashby. Stocker at second with 2 down. Did he go? No, according to Harry Wendelstad, 1 ball and no strikes.
Pretty good breaking ball from Ashby, but you've seen him get a couple of ground balls in this inning. One for a base hit, and then the one that Jeffries just hit, and that's on that hard sinker.
'47th anniversary wishes to Bob and Fran Trott of Marlton, New Jersey. 2 balls and no strikes. Ashby, good strikeout walk ratio, 115 strikeouts, 49 walks. He's tied for 10th in the league in strikeouts with 115. Two and one.
That's a hard pitch he's throwing there.
Stocker, pretty good size lead, so Ashby steps off. Bit low, it's 3-1. Darren Dalton waits on deck. Full count.
When Whitten took a hack at this, it was up, and then watch it go down. It's a good sinker. Very good. See, that's in a good hitting area, but when he goes to swing at it, it's not there.
Struck him out, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left after 1. 0-0.
There are unlimited reasons to lease the Mazda 626. It has more room than Accord, is priced $1,000 less than Camry, gets better mileage than Altima, and has the best basic warranty in its class. Plus, as a 95 summer closeout, you can lease it for $229 a month with just 0 down. Hey, that 0 down lease isn't unlimited. It ends soon. What's the deal?
The Mazda Summer Savings Deal. Lease the 626 now for just $229 a month with 0 down.
Mr. Sampras, you know why you're here, don't you?
Kind of don't.
We'll fix that. Let's see. Go up to the umpire. You say, you were wrong.
You were wrong.
Swat a few balls, throw a few rackets. The ball was in.
The ball was in.
I'm incompetent. Yell at me. Say tomato. Or 2. And eat your pizza the wrong way. Crust first.
Why didn't you say so? Stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut with a zesty new sauce and cheese baked into a new thinner crust. You'll want to eat crust first. 2 at once.
I've created a monster.
Large, just $9.99.
After 1 inning of play, the Phils nothing, San Diego nothing. Upcoming telecasts of Phillies baseball include tomorrow night's game with the Padres on Prism and Wednesday night's final game of the series on Sports Channel. Ken Caminetti will lead it off for the Padres here in the second, batting at .290. Switch hitter hitting .325 right-handed, .275 left-handed. Charlie Creekmore of Philadelphia's 79th birthday today, a native North Carolinian. Moved to Philadelphia 46 years ago and a devoted fan ever since. Here's Caminetti. One ball and no strikes.
Caminetti and Finley having good years for the Padres. Coming over in that big deal with the Astros. The thing that surprises us about Caminetti when you look at his numbers with 23 errors. But they say he's only made 3 since the All-Star break, and most of them coming on throwing errors. And this guy has one of the best arms in the league. So that just seems strange to see that many errors from him.
Very high pop foul. Dalton off with the mask. Was really up the elevator shaft, almost brought Dutch to his knees.
Wow, was that thing high? It staggered him that was heavy by the time it got down there.
That's like that Irish Mike Ryan catching those balls from the helicopter. He's done it 3 times, all successfully on opening day. And of course, Irish has announced that this will be his last season as coach. After 16 years, there he is, and he will be missed. Great guy. Somebody will have to take over the tan leadership. He's had 16 consecutive years of leading the club in suntan.
And shows up maybe as white as anybody. And within a day, he's got that great tan.
Eddie Williams hitting at .268. Great guy, and we'll really miss him.
Oh, yeah, he's been a great traveling companion for a long time.
Now backing out of play, 1-2.
Best thing about it for him, though, is, talking to him again today, he's doing this on his own. It's nice when you can say in your life, well, I'm going to walk away from something, and I had a good time, and I just don't have the fire anymore, and I'm going to go do something else. And that's just what he's going to do. And as you say, we will miss him.
Williams called out on strikes. Second strikeout for El Cid. Now, besides the numbers this year, Cid lifetime, based on 1,500 innings, is third all-time in opponents' batting average against, behind only Nolan Ryan and Sandy Koufax. That's pretty swift company.
Yeah.
Here's Archie Sinfraco. Was hitting .302 with 10 homers and 55 RBIs at Vegas. Big guy, 6'5". Hard to believe, but Bruce Bochy has played him some games at shortstop and at second base.
Yeah, I mean, we've only seen him as a third baseman, occasionally in the outfield, but that's a big middle infielder right there.
One strike to Sinfraco. Hard ground ball. It's a fair ball down the right field line. Kicks back toward the infield, and Sinfraco will get 2 out of it, a stand-up double.
Oh, hit the padding down there. You know, you could see Sinfraco gingerly going to first, and he was not going to tempt Mark Whitten. But then the ball gets in the padding right at the end of the box seats down there. Fastball away, and this is the difference between a single and a double. Watch what it does. Gets right there, and it deadens it. If that ball comes off in a hurry, Sinfraco will stay at first base.
So he has the Padres' first hit. He's a 2-out base runner. It'll bring up Brian Johnson. Johnson hitting at .248. Upstairs with a fastball, 1-0.
Happy birthday today to Mr. Walter Yext of Philadelphia, who is 85.
Jimmy and Mary Carlini, South Philadelphia, 42nd wedding anniversary today. Driven deep to right field. It is a fair ball off the fence. Heading for second. The ball hits Johnson as he goes into second. Sinfraco scores, and the Padres lead it 1-0 here in the second.
Well, pretty good approach to Sid Fernandez. Both these hitters go the other way against him. This ball is just barely fair. It's another fastball out over the plate. And there it is, halfway up the wall and just fair. Sid Fernandez, prior to that hit, runners in scoring position, they were hitting .069 against him.
So that's a big hit for Mr. Johnson, the Stanford product. And the batter is Andujar Cedeno, is hitting at .220. Third ball, he got over for a strike.
Well, the Phillies in that Giants series, as we look at Sinfraco, just scored that run, fell behind in all those games. Of course, the Giants bullpen probably is not quite as good as San Diego. San Diego has some pretty good arms out there.
Broken bat flare into center, base hit. Throw to the plate by Van Slyke, and out at home plate. What a great throw by Van Slyke, and that will retire the side. Andy Van Slyke with a perfect throw to nail Brian Johnson. For the Padres, they got a run, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 San Diego.
I knew it. The studio's got a new show, and nobody told me its name. It's Warner Brothers. Yes, that's Warner Brothers, but I demand to know the name. Hey! It's Warner Brothers. I know, but the studio can't pull the feathers over the eyes of this little black duck. Tell me the name of this show. It's called It's Warner Brothers.
Coming this fall.
In business, you can't always count on an easy road to success. But you can count on AT&T, because only AT&T guarantees you a competitive price. Our 1-800-COMPARE Center will give you an immediate side-by-side price comparison, and we're so sure that our prices are competitive that if you don't agree, we'll give you 1 month's worth of long distance, up to $200. These days, you can't count on much, but you can count on AT&T for the life of your business.
It's no wonder that the new Chevy Blazer has such humongous cargo capacity. The hatch opening itself was designed around the dimensions of a washing machine carton. Of course, you might not always need all that space, but it's nice to know it's there.
While a brother may be hard to propel, the Hoover Power Drive is self-propel, making cleaning so easy, even a brother could do it.
Hoover, nobody does it like you.
Padres leading at 1-0. Andy Van Slyke cutting off a would-be second run. Looked like he had no shot when that broken bat flare was hit, but what a throw.
Look at the roadblock Darren Daulton has set up. He sticks that leg out and then takes the collision head on. I mean, that's a catcher hitting him. And when a catcher gets a chance to get into one of those, he'll usually hit the other catcher. There's Johnson, who was slow coming around third, took an extra step. Boom, they have a collision. He's an old football player anyway. And that was a pretty exciting play. Phillies have some arms in that outfield with Andy Van Slyke in center and Witten in right. They can both throw.
Darren Daulton will lead it off. He's hitting at .245. Lifetime against Andy Ashby's 4 out of 12 with a home run.
Best wishes for a speedy recovery to Emma Edwards from Coaldale, Pennsylvania. Just got out of the hospital.
Birthday wishes to Joseph Giacovini in South Philadelphia, celebrating his 86th. Wishes from his grandson Joseph Jack and from us. Bounced up the middle. They have the shift on. It's going to cost him. Andujar Cedeno is on the second base side of second base, and that ball hit to the left side of second base, so Daulton will have himself an infield single.
Padres are the one team in the league that play that defense on Darren Daulton, where they shift way over. We saw that the last time the Phillies played them, and see where Caminetti is, and that's it as far as anybody on that side of the diamond. Now, Cedeno can't get him trying to throw across his body like that from that distance.
Brings on Charlie Hayes, hitting at .280. Misses the fastball, 1 strike to him.
I think it's another example, too, Harry, of what a good sinker ball Andy Ashby has tonight, the way they're pounding that ball into the ground off him.
Let's pause for station identification on the Phil's television network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL-TV, Philadelphia.
1-1 to Charlie Hayes. Three balls and a strike. Daulton goes, base hit to left field. Daulton will head for third. The throw, he is safe on a close play. A gamble by Daulton. He rounded second. It's almost like he's saying, that's Sinfranco out there.
Right, that's exactly what they know that right before the game, who the arms are in the outfield. Sinfranco playing out of position in the outfield, so they decided to take the extra base. He hesitated a little bit. It almost looked as if Sinfranco, when he ducked his head to get the ball, thought that Daulton had stopped at second. See him hesitate? And I think Sinfranco saw that when he ducked his head because he didn't come up in throwing position. So it's good base running, and he just beats the play. Phillies have really been aggressive lately.
So the Phils have runners at first and third. Nobody out for Andy Van Slyke. Slick hitting at .262. Lifetime not good numbers against Ashby, 2 for 14, including a home run.
Ashby looked like he really tried to throw a ball down and away from him for a double play. Ashby's natural sinking action on his fastball, he can get some double plays. That's why you're seeing the Phillies, I think, run as much as they are early in this game to stay out of double plays.
Broken back ground ball will be a double play. Dalton comes in to score the tying run, but Van Slyke grounds into a 4-6-3 double play as Ashby sawed him off, and Ashby now has lost his consecutive scoreless inning string at 20. Or make that 19.
You can see the way you have to approach him, though. I mean, you're going to have to put some runners in motion tonight and make some things happen because he's throwing the ball so well and he's down so hard in the strike zone.
Dalton taking that extra base, getting the Phillies the run. Kevin Flora batting at .320. Hit 2 home runs this weekend against the Giants. The Phillies against San Francisco in that weekend series hit 9 homers in 3 games.
That used to be a month. That's like a month's worth.
Yeah, the Phils are still last in the major leagues in home runs.
Well, there's no doubt that the weather helped here over the weekend, them hitting the home runs, but it also the Giants are struggling a little bit with their pitching, too.
See what the Phillies have done the last 6 games. Getting the Phillies right back in this wild card chase. 11 home runs in the last 6 ball games.
Right, they hit the 9 you mentioned, Harry, and they hit 2 in Houston, both by Witten in that one game for the total of 11.
Full count to Kevin Flora. Flores called out on strike. Second strikeout for Ashby. Phillies tie the game with a run, 2 hits, no errors, none left. After 2, it's a 1-1 ball game.
Red I love.
I need new clothes. I can't wear those. And call up Florence. I need my rose.
You need more choices.
We need them fast.
To calm the diva down. She won't last.
We need them fast.
9 out of 10 use it. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Just when you thought summer's nearly over, the deals are getting even hotter during the Hyundai Summer Drive. Road & Track says the new Accent may be the most significant new car to reach these shores in 1995. And while Accent has equipment found on more expensive cars, you can get it right now for only $75.79. Plus, choose between no money down or no monthly payments for 90 days. So if you miss this, that wouldn't be very cool. Get a hot new high-tech Accent for only $75.79 during the Hyundai Summer Drive.
Roberts, Carlton, Schmidt, and Ashburn made it to the Hall of Fame. And if you make it to the Dodgers game Sunday, August 27th with a special 8 p.m. starting time, you'll receive a Hall of Fame poster compliments of Mellon PSFS. Call 463-1.
Our trivia question tonight is brought to you by Dodge, and it is a tough one tonight, Wheels. The 1916 Phillies had 4 players with 20 or more stolen bases. Since that year, it has happened only one other time in Phillies history. Can you name the year and the players who had 20 or more steals in a season? Andy Ashby leads it off. Ashby is 1 out of 15. Or, excuse me, Ashby hitting 139. Lifetime of 143 hitter.
Happy birthday to Dunner Culp from Telford, Pennsylvania, who is 70 today.
The balls and 2 strikes to Andy Ashby.
I kind of like to work on that trivia question, so you're going to have to tell me the year.
Well, this team you did see.
Could that have been a team that featured Juan Samuel on it?
Ashby is called out on strikes.
Just looking for clues right now.
I think Samuel was probably on that club. Yeah, let's see. He was not on that club.
Well, then I got no shot. I got to find out the year.
Second strikeout for El Cid. Brings on Steve Finley. He struck out his first time up. This one into shallow right. Morandini, great catch going away. Fine play by Mickey Morandini for out number 2.
Phillies are really starting to make some plays now, of course, since they're playing so much better. I mean, throw a runner out at the plate. They've done that a couple times, and now Morandini got a great jump on that. And he has to take that ball back over his shoulder as it's drifting away from him. Full extension. Outstanding play by Mickey Morandini.
Brings on Jody Reed. He fouled out to Charlie Hayes his first time up. One strike to Jody Reed.
All right, tell me, was it in the 70s?
Yes.
All right.
Late 70s.
Late 70s. All right, that's a start.
Just missing with a curveball, 1-1. Just missing again with a curveball. 2 balls and a strike.
That's a pitch you really need the home plate umpire to stay with if you're Sid Fernandez, because that's a very important pitch to him so that he can use his fastball more effectively.
Hit to center field right at Andy Van Slyke, who hardly has to move. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. We're tied 1-1.
The 95 Accord was ranked among the top 10 models in initial quality. You waited. The Accord was the #1 selling retail car in America. Still you waited. And then something came up. The Honda 95 clearance. Ooh, nice move. Timing is everything at your Honda dealer.
Fax for you, ma'am. From your boss.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he seems a little bit freaked. No, you guys will figure it out. Whatever. See, bosses are like quarterbacks, and you have to be this very unslow, fast, quick get boy receiver, like Fred Barnett. Boss fades back. Sees employee in Philadelphia. She's open. Score at 6. Half a cheesesteak. And you gotta wear your Nike turf shoes like Fred. And some clothes. Fly me to the moon.
In a year, there are 10 vacation days. There are 12 holidays, 52 Saturdays, and 52 Sundays. In all, it adds up to over 4 months a year of freedom. Don't you have someplace to go? Bravo, because life won't wait. Use the Bravo card where you see the Nova sign.
Sunday, September 10th, when the Phillies take on the Astros, a great wintertime gift for all youngsters 14 and under. A red Phillies ski cap knit with a Phillies script logo. Compliments of Campbell's Soups. Order your tickets by calling 463-1000 or stop by one of the many local Ticketmaster outlets. Ski caps for youngsters, September 10th, when the Phillies take on the Astros at 1:35. Sid Fernandez leads it off. Sid 1 out of 15. And a better lifetime hitter than that. Lifetime 188 hitter. But he hasn't swung the bat since 93. One ball and no strikes to him. 2-0. Two balls and a strike. Ground ball shortstop. Onto our Cedeno. We'll get Fernandez.
See Sid Fernandez limping down there. His knee has been sore lately.
Collect your set of Phillies Hall of Fame legend photo balls consisting of Schmidt, Ashburn, Roberts, and Carlton. Burger King's football legend this week is Rich Ashburn. Pick up a Phillies legend photo ball for $2.99 with any value meal. Next week it'll be Mike Schmidt at participating Burger King restaurants. Mickey Morandini singled his first time up. Our trivia question tonight brought to you by Dodge. Since the 1916 Phillies, it happened before 16 a few other times in Phillies history, but since the 1916 team, 4 players with 20 or more stolen bases. It's happened only one other time since 1916. Can you name the year and the players?
Let me try the players first.
Okay.
How about that Arnold Ray Bake McBride?
One of them.
How about Larry Boa?
Another one.
How about Gary Maddox?
Another one. That's 3 of them.
I think Schmitty might have been the 4th.
Michael Jack is a good guess. Incorrect, however. Caminetti throws out Morandini.
Well, I mean, Pete did.
The year was 1979.
79. Pete didn't do it.
Yes, he did.
He did? He stole 20 bases?
Pete was the 4th one.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't remember him stealing that many bases.
Surprised me getting 3 of those the way you did. Kevin Stocker takes one high. He was hit by a pitch ball his first time up.
Well, Mike stole over 20 bases at times in his career, but
Yeah.
I guess by that point, the knees were starting to bother him to the point where he wasn't running as much.
Two balls and no strikes to Kevin Stocker. Fouls it out of play. 2-1. Tomorrow night, Tommy Green goes against Brian Williams. And on Wednesday night, it'll be Tyler Green and Glenn Dishman. Two and 2 to Stocker.
Boy, Andy Ashby's learning to keep that ball down, and whenever he did, he was tough.
Yeah. Gets a lot of ground balls like that one to Williams, and that will retire the side. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. Rich Ashburn joins Chris Wheeler in the 4th. After 3, we're tied 1-1.
You work hard for your money. We work hard to help you keep more of it. You know, what you pay for a kilowatt hour of electricity from Pico Energy today is about the same as you paid 5 years ago. And you can rest assured that even though taxes or fuel costs may sometimes affect your bill, we're doing all we can to keep base rates right where they are until at least the year 2000. And that's a promise from all of us.
The Olds Challenge continues with a nationally authorized $1,500 price reduction on Sierra. Oldsmobile has just announced massive year-end price reductions featuring Sierra's new low MSRP of $13,900 with all these popular features. Sierra, the lowest price midsize, period. Now only $13,900. The only thing we've downsized is the price. Take advantage of a $1,500 national price reduction today at your local Oldsmobile retailer.
Travel provided by U.S. Air. U.S. Air now offers the only daily non-stop service between Philadelphia and Frankfurt, Germany.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Beechwood Aged Budweiser. It's always been true, this Bud's for you. By your local Dodge dealers, come in today because we know how to help. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. Good ball game. Identical totals, 1-3-0 for both ball clubs going to the top of the fourth inning. Tony Gwynn, a pretty good hitter, leads off, and Rich Ashburn joins us here in the fourth. Gwynn hit a fly ball to left deep his first time up. Gwynn, Caminetti, and Williams. And a strike call to Tony Gwynn, batting at .367, leading the league. Dante Bichette second at .333. So Whitey looks like a runaway for a batting title. However, Todd Callis came in to remind us that Mike Piazza needs 10 more at-bats to get into the...
what's he hitting?
350 something.
350 something?
So all of a sudden, Piazza's going to show up in there, maybe in the 350. So it's not as big a gap, but you figure Tony Gwynn's got a heck of a chance to win the thing. He sure knows how to win batting titles.
Now, if he were hitting 310, they'd say he was in a slump.
Yeah, right. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tony Gwynn. Old Mr. Reliable for the San Diego Padres. Reaches out and slaps one at Charlie Hayes. Hayes throws him out, 1 away.
He's not running well because of that toe. He has a broken toe.
And he's wearing that shin guard on the toe, see? Right there. Caminetti, the switch hitter, will bat. He had a towering pop-up to Darren Dalton his first time. That ball was in the air a long time. It almost felled Dalton by the time it came down. Caminetti having a good year, batting at .289. Foul tip held on to by Dalton. Back-to-back doubles by Sinfracco and Johnson gave the Padres a run in the second inning, and then Andy Van Slyke grounded into a double play with runners at the corners in the second for the Phillies run. Misses with a backdoor breaking ball, 1-1. Van Slyke threw a runner out at the plate, too, right after that, as Brian Johnson was nailed on a bloop single by Cedeno to prevent further trouble for Sid in the second. Fouled away into the upper deck or into the press box off to our right. 1-2. Caminetti, one of the number of players coming over in that Houston deal, and he's had a fine season, as had Finley. Andujar Cedeno has been a little bit of a disappointment. Of course, Derek Bell's had a great year for Houston. He was a key in that deal for the Astros. Bill Plantier was in that deal, and he's since rejoined Houston, or San Diego. Fouled back. 1-2. One out, nobody on base here in the 4th inning in a 1-1 ball game.
I think they ought to throw this guy a curve. He's getting some pretty good grips. Whoa, look at that.
Sid has never been known as a great fielder, and that was a curveball, and he made a heck of a play on it.
I think that fielded him more than he fielded it. He just happened to have his glove there on the follow-through and bounced right up to him. This ball was hit hard, the curveball, too.
And he's cool about it. Sid checking out that big picker. Eddie Williams, the batter. He struck out his first time up.
I want to wish a happy birthday to one of our old fans, Ruth Lippincott in Wildwood, New Jersey. 87 on this August 21st.
That was a strike, wasn't it? Didn't he foul that?
Yeah.
He didn't put anything up on the board, and Randy Marsh just put a right hand up in the air, so it's 0-1 on Eddie Williams. Grounded towards short. Stocker on a couple of hops, throws him out. Strong inning for Sid. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. Phil's batting the 4th. 1-1 ball game.
Stephen Q. Urkel is a man of 1,000 faces.
It's a miracle!
He's a daredevil.
Did I do that?
He's a gourmet chef.
What is that awful stitch?
Fresh flounder. I made it just for the hell of it.
And he's a ladies' man.
Somebody stole your clothes again. Yeah, I'm tired of being bullied by those girls.
But no matter what face he wears,
What am I, a bus accident?
his comedy is one of a kind on Family Matters.
Coming this fall on PHL 17.
You arrive home. You have a security gate to open and a garage door. Then you have to find the house lights. With Infinity's remarkable i30, you can get the HomeLink transmitter that lets you do these things from the safety of your driver's seat without the bother of remote controls. How much does a luxury car like this cost? Would you believe around $30,000?
In the news at this hour, Simpson defense witness Larry Regal testified today that the LAPD botched its murder scene investigation. The forensics experts said criminalists failed to collect key blood drops from Nicole Simpson's body. Plus, a fire that claimed the lives of 2 young children yesterday in Gloucester County has now been ruled accidental. Investigators say faulty electrical wiring is to blame. It's all after the game on Enquirer News Tonight.
Travel provided by U.S. Air. U.S. Air now offers the only daily non-stop service between Philadelphia and Frankfurt, Germany.
This Saturday night, the Dodgers are here for a 7:05 game, and it's a special night for fans 14 and under. They'll receive free a set of 6 various baseball cards from the major baseball card manufacturers, plus information on collection cards. That's a fun night for baseball with the Dodgers in town, and a neat gift for fans 14 and under. Call 463-1000 for your tickets or stop by the Mellon PSFS building at Broad and Chestnut Street. Phillies and the Dodgers this Saturday night at 7:05. Greg Jeffries, Mark Whitten, Darren Dalton, Whitey, and Andy Ashby has had a great sinker tonight, and you can tell by the way they're beating that ball in the dirt.
Yeah, a good sinker and a pretty good little slider. It doesn't break much, has a pretty good bite to it. There it is.
That ball's ripped to right. Tony Gwynn fights it in the lights and makes the play. Jeffries hit it right on the nose, but right at Tony Gwynn for the first out. Tony Gwynn is still a pretty good outfielder.
Plays the hitters well. He knows the hitters. Knows what they do with certain pitches. Has a good arm.
Might have been one of the few balls that Ashby's gotten up tonight where somebody could drive it. Here's Whitten, struck out his first time up. Darren Dalton on deck. Ashby has been red hot. He had not allowed a run in his last 2 games and 4 of his last 5 before giving up a run there in the second inning. Had 18 scoreless innings coming into this game. Last time out, he went 8 innings against the Pirates, 3 hits, 4 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Low 2-1 to Whitten. Ashby has yet to walk a batter. He has hit one, his 8th of the year. That was Stocker in the first. Whitten chases a pitch, and it's 2-2.
Now that's that slider, and Whitten just out in front on the swing. I think he sees it. He's not timing it that well yet.
Probably swinging 2-1 fastball there and got that breaking ball. Ashby giving it a dang it then.
That's an old Kansas boy right there, an old farm boy.
Dang it. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
See Willikers.
And he walked him. First walk of the game issued by Ashby. Ash coming into the game, 49 walks, 115 strikeouts in 135 innings. So pretty good walk-strikeout ratio for him. There he is tonight. Not a real good ball-strike ratio for him so far, but as we mentioned, that was his first walk. 53 pitches, and we are in the 4th inning. This umpiring crew had that game last night in St. Louis. Harry Wendelstedt was behind the plate when Maddox threw 88 pitches in a shutout. But an hour and 55 minutes or whatever it was. Unbelievable.
I saw part of that.
It went fast.
He made Langford. I mean, Langford's a pretty good hitter. And he struck him out 3 straight times.
Change-ups.
Change-ups, yeah.
Good ones. You know, he had 10 strikeouts in that game, did Maddox, and threw 88 pitches. A lot of guys were going out on 1 pitch. Dalton takes a fastball right there for a strike call. Dutch got an infield hit his first time up on that overshift. Now, with a runner on first, they can't do it quite as much. In fact, they have Cedeno. You see him on the proper side of second base for a shortstop. Last time, he was on the other side. And Darren hit a ball towards short. One and one. Phillies have been putting some runners in motion tonight because of this heavy sinker of Ashby's and the number of ground balls they're hitting to try and make something happen and stay out of double plays. Ironically, they got their 1 run on a double play tonight.
I have to say, Wheels, that Randy Marsh has done an excellent job behind the plate. The balls that are ½ inch, 1 inch off the plate, he calls balls. That's the way they should be called.
Well, I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that. 2-1. Ashby with a quick move to first. Back in time is Whitten. Whitten is a very good base runner, as Phillies fans have seen already. He is fast, very fast for a big man. Charlie Hayes on deck. 2-1 to Dalton. There he goes. Dalton takes it. Johnson throws strong but safe as Mark Whitten. As he beat that play, got a great jump and steals his 4th base in as many tries.
Yeah, he did have a good jump. Good thing because the throw was on target. Close. Really close.
Of course, Cedeno takes his throw, too. He takes it in front of the bag. You know, you really want to see an infielder take that ball back further, straddle the bag, and make the runner come to you. In that case, he gives the whole outside of that bag to Whitten to slide to, and that helps him steal that base. Infielders that take the throw up like that give the runner more bag to slide at, and it probably hurt Johnson a little bit. 3-1 now to Dalton. And it's a strike call, 3-2.
That one missed about a ½ inch.
No.
Game of inches.
Tie ball game. Whitten at second. 1 out. 3-2 to Dutch Dalton. Johnson framed it, and it's ball 4. Back-to-back walks. Phillies with 2 on. And 1 out for Hayes, who singled to left his last time up. I think they thought that might have been a strike.
Well, I tell you, it was close. It was close.
Bruce Bochy, the manager. Sonny Siebert, the pitching coach. Charlie hit a ground ball to Sinfrocco out in left field his last time up, and Dalton kind of waited as he ducked his head out there and left, and then wound up taking third, and that got the Phillies their run on some good base running. Swings and misses at a breaking ball, 0-1. There are the base runners, Witten and Dalton. Charlie Hayes now 3 for 10 lifetime off Ashby. Infield a double play depth. Charlie leads the league in the hitting into double plays, 18. Eddie Williams of the Padres is second with 17. Larry Boa yells back to Witten as Jody Reed came in behind him. There's your situation. 1-1 ball game here in the fourth. Good pitching by Ashby and Fernandez. Both of them have been pitching well. Hard ground ball. Should be a double play. And Ashby does what he's doing well tonight, throwing those sinker balls. A double play. No runs, no hits, no errors. And one man left on base. Through 4, 1-1.
Here's a look at this week's Mellon PSFS Financial Scoreboard, featuring our best CD rates. You can apply by phone. Call 1-800-MELLON-2. Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies.
Hey, you out there. You're playing bingo like never before. It's bonus bingo. There's still lots of bingo fun. And that top $25,000 top prize, but now there are more chances to win, so don't stop playing until you scratch off your 5 lucky bonus spots. The Pennsylvania Lottery's bonus bingo. More spots, more chances to win, but hey, you knew that, right? Got it.
Have you noticed that some sports cars don't get the best mileage? Presenting the new Nissan 200 SX, a sports car designed to perform as well at the pump as it does away from the pump. The new Nissan 200 SX, the sports car for today's world.
As a former teacher, I wanted to find out why Norristown School District employees switched their health coverage and chose to go all blue with personal choice.
Freedom. That's what I demand when choosing my doctor or seeing a specialist.
Personal choice makes us feel secure
and appreciate it.
I deal with the best doctors and hospitals. With personal choice, I don't have to settle for anything less.
Ask your employer about switching to personal choice. Freedom, quality, and affordability you can lean on.
Well, the Dodgers are here. Well, Whitey, do how they scored.
Well, the Padres scored their run in the second inning on back-to-back doubles by Cianfrocco and Brian Johnson. Phillies scored their run in the second on the double play ball. Dalton scored it. And that's how we stand, 1-1, fifth inning.
Good pitching. As we mentioned, the Dodgers will be here this weekend, and we have a rare Sunday night game coming up at 8:05. Arky Cianfrocco, the batter, he doubled and scored the Padres run in the fifth inning. Hit it down the right field line. First pitch over for a strike. And on Sunday night, fans will receive a beautiful color poster honoring the Phillies' 4 living Hall of Famers, and it's free from Mellon PSFS. That's the final visit for the Dodgers and your chance for a great Hall of Fame keepsake. So don't forget that poster will be given out on Sunday night. And the game will begin at 8:05 against the Dodgers. That'll be the final game of that series. And just call 463-1000 for those tickets. Dodgers are a good team to watch with a lot of power in that lineup, a lot of right-handed power. Hideo Nomo will be pitching here on Friday night. You might want to come out and see him. Struck out 13 Mets on Sunday and lost. Breaking ball misses, 1-2. Sin Fracco, originally in the Montreal organization, they have him playing all over the place. He's hit 3 homers since they brought him back from Vegas. They'll need a new bat after that one. Pops it foul out of play.
Tried to hit that fastball in on his fist and just got a piece of it about on the trademark. Who was it that broke 3 bats and won that bat here the other day with the Giants? Who did that? Hill?
Carry on.
Carry on, that's right. Yeah.
And luckily for him, he put it in play on the 3rd one. And he didn't have to go back and get a 4th bat. That was off Paul Quantrill. Sin Fracco fouls one back. Glenn Allen Hill accomplished something yesterday that is tough to do. He struck out 5 times off 5 different pitchers in that game. Sid wants a new baseball.
The Phillies used 8 pitchers.
Right, you think about striking out 5 times anyway in a game, let alone 5 different guys. I'm sure they don't keep a record on that, but that couldn't have happened many times.
Probably a little more honor attached to striking out 5 times with 1 pitcher.
Yeah. I remember Dick Allen one time having a game like that against Mike Cuellar. Now, I don't know if he got him 5 times, but Dick struck out 5 times in that game.
I think Cuellar got him 4 times. That was the first game of a doubleheader. The second game off Bob Gibson, I think Allen had 4 hits.
High and inside, 3-2, so good at bat here for Sin Fracco. Sid has yet to walk a batter. There's Andy Ashby, who's pitched very well for the Padres tonight. Three-2 pitch. He walked him. Ball 4. So Sin Fracco was down 0-2 in the count. And he winds up walking to lead off the 5th inning, and that'll bring up the catcher Brian Johnson, who doubled off the wall just fair his last time up. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Phillies and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Phils. Sid Fernandez and Darren Dalton, a conversation. Johnson on that double knocked in on the run for the Padres, his 24th run batted in on the year. Johnson showing the ability to hit the ball the other way. They could be tempted to play hit and run here in this inning, although Sid's hard to hit and run against because he throws that ball up so much. Long look to first and a breaking ball misses. Ball 1. Close. There's the line on Fernandez so far through 4. We are into the 5th inning on a hot, humid night here at the vet. Whitey mentioned 8 pitchers yesterday, so there's really not a fresh arm in that bullpen necessarily for this game. Chases that high fastball, 1-1.
Yeah, that's too high. Once in a while you can hit a high fastball, but not thrown that hard, that high.
One 3-0 for both clubs in the 5th. First of 3 between the Phillies and the Padres. Both teams a game over 500. Breaking ball and a beauty over for a strike. Both these teams now 3.5 behind in the wild card race. So both the Phillies and the Padres right now have something to play for. Padres have a chance to win the division. Pop-up foul out of play right side. There's a look at that wild card. Houston's been struggling lately, so you see Colorado, L.A., they're tied for first, so whatever. 1.5 for both of them.
San Diego's really, you can see, closer to the wild card than they are or closer to the division title than they are the wild card. They're only 2 back in their division, 3.5 in the wild card. kind of an aberration in this wild card season.
Yeah, well, it's going to make it interesting for a few teams this year, that's for sure, because a lot of these division races are pretty wide margins. That time he does not swing at a high fastball, and it's 2-2 to Brian Johnson. Andujar Cedeno, the shortstop, an 8-hole hitter, waits on deck. Sid Fernandez will be 33 in October. 107 and 90 lifetime with an ERA of 3.34. Breaking ball, and oh boy, was that close. Sid thought he had it. So did Darren Dalton, but it's 3-2. Now we'll see if they start the runner.
This is close. It must have been high. It couldn't have been anywhere else. Ooh, boy. A pretty good pitch.
And Sid thinking about Sinfracco possibly running. Just lobs over to first. Sinfracco doesn't run all that well, so if they can get a strikeout here, they'd have a heck of a chance for a double play. If it isn't a big slow hook. He does not go, and he struck him out on that fastball way out of the strike zone, one away. Boy, did he ever help out Fernandez in that at bat, Whitey.
Yeah, see, he swung at 2 of these way up there. Just can't get up there to level off on a pitch that high.
Even if you hit it, you're not going to hit it anywhere. You're going to foul it off.
Foul it or pop it up.
Yep. So a break there for the Phillies. Here it is from another angle. Still pretty high. Here's Cedeno. He blooped a single into center, and then Andy Van Slyke threw Brian Johnson out at the plate on a great throw. That's why this game is still 1-1. Cedeno has struggled through his first year here in a Padres uniform. They've been a little disappointed in him. In fact, there's a rumor that if Bip Roberts comes back in this series, he might even put him in at shortstop for Cedeno. This guy looked like he had a lot of tools when he was with Houston. Sid gets men on base. He will slow it up. 1-0 the count. Good hit and run situation. Fernandez just making a move over to first to keep him close. Does not go, and it's a curveball hit to short. Should be a double play. Stocker, 6-3 on the double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're halfway through here at Veterans Stadium, tied up at 1.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like.
Somewhere far away, yet closer than you could possibly imagine, are vistas you've never seen. Songs and languages you've never heard.
Darling, kiss me.
Fruits you've never tasted.
Fill my heart with song.
There are emotions you have never felt. Right now, the road to another state of mind awaits. Just outside your door.
In other words,
don't you have someplace to go? Bravo, because life won't wait. Use the Bravo card where you see the Nova sign.
I just started my own company, so I leased a new Volkswagen Passat. $249 a month, it's the best deal around. I'm marketing an electronic toll collecting device, so you'll never have to stop to pay for a toll again. Good news for drivers. Passat's a true German road car. Track correcting rear suspension, rack and pinion steering, and oh yeah, 4-wheel disc brakes. But hopefully you won't be using them to stop the toll booths anymore.
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Tonight's game is brought to you by your Quality Plus Ford dealers, home of 5 of the top 10 selling cars and trucks in America. By Hoover, nobody gets the dirt like Hoover, nobody. And by the AT&T Business Advantage, let it work for you. Phillies at the bottom of the order, Andy Van Slyke, Kevin Flora, and Sid Fernandez, the 7, 8, 9 hole hitters, to face Andy Ashby, 1-3-0. San Diego, 1-3-0 Phillies. 2 more to follow, and then 4 with the Dodgers before the Phillies hit the road for a 9-game trip to California that will take them into the month of September past Labor Day.
Shortened season, of course. 144 games and scheduled this season because of the late start.
This is 108 for the Phillies tonight.
Not that many games left.
In fact, this is home game number 44 for the Phillies, where they are 26-27 here at the Bet, 1 game under 500. Overall, 1 game over 500 now. Van Slyke takes it low, ball 1. Slick grounded into a double play his first time up with runners at the corners. That play to Darren Dalton with the 1 run scored by the Phillies thus far, coming in the 2nd inning. Strike called, 1-1. Grounded in the hole. Cedeno will not get him, and we'll see if it bounces in the stands. See, that's the stuff Cedeno's been doing that they're just really down on him right now. There's no reason to throw that ball, is there?
Not throw it into the crowd. He didn't have a chance to get Van Slyke anyway. He should have just made a good play catching it.
But where he was positioned, I mean, he's way over near second. He has no chance here. And on turf, big high hop, extra base. And you see Bochy thinking, you know, that's what we got a problem with this guy.
And hitting an error.
Yeah, and Andujar Cedeno is a player with great tools. You just think that he's not going to do that much of that stuff. And you see he's a little bewildered by it. So here is Flora with Fernandez on deck. Hit number 4 for the Phillies. Error number 14 on Cedeno. Flora takes it low, ball 1.
3 of the Phillies' 4 hits are infield hits. Charlie Hayes got a clean single to left.
All right, Ashby's doing a good job of keeping the ball down tonight.
Fernandez doing a good job of keeping the ball up.
Right. They're totally opposite pitchers. Good job by Flora. They're trying to get him to bite on something low, and it's 2-0. I don't know if you're necessarily thinking about hit it to the right side with a pitcher coming up here either. See what approach he has. 2-1. Fernandez on deck. Obviously, they would play the infield in if Flora were able to get the runner Van Slyke to third. Good eye by Kevin Flora. 3-1. Those pitches are close.
That last one was close. Borderline low.
There's Sid due to bat next. Ideally, they'd like to get Flora on here and see if Sid could bunt them over. 3 balls and 1 strike to Kevin Flora. Chopped up the middle. Good base running by Van Slyke. Throws him out. So the runner moves to third. Andy Van Slyke gets over there. Flora grounds out. And now Sid Fernandez will bat with the infield in. He grounded to short his last time up.
He's not an out man up there. He does have a hit this year. Not quite what he usually hits. He's only hitting .063, but lifetime he's been around 200.
Larry Boa talking to Van Slyke about whether or not they'll go on contact on this play or not, with Mickey Morandini batting next. Van Slyke gets a good lead down the line, if in fact they are going to play that way, because he had good movement towards home plate if the ball were hit and they were going on contact. And that's what Bo is talking to him about.
contact play hasn't worked that well here lately.
No, the last couple times it hasn't worked at all. But they probably have about 85 to 90% success since he's been here. He's going on contact, and they score the run because he's going on contact. When the ball was bobbled, Andy Van Slyke scores, and that's why you do that play. There's a textbook example of it. Phillies lead it 2-1.
If Andy Ashby would have fielded the ball like he should have, they would have had another.
Right, but that's why you do that, because if there's a misplay or something, somebody juggles a ball, you get a run out of it, and that's why they run the contact play. So give Sid Fernandez an RBI on it, and they lead it 2-1. Good manufactured run by the Phillies there. Van Slyke getting moved over by Flora and then scoring on the good base running on the contact play there and fouled out of play. The way Ashby's pitching tonight, you know, you need to do some little things. Now watch Van Slyke.
Yeah, he's a one. There's a one hopper right back to the mound.
And look, you see, the key to that was Van Slyke's movement. I mean, he was moving towards home plate the way they teach that play, and as soon as the ball's hit, he breaks. And when it's bobbled, he can score.
That's a clinic on the contact play. Yeah.
You're learning.
Yeah.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Mickey has a hit in the game, and he's also grounded out. He was caught stealing in the first inning. Struck him out on a high pitch, but the Phillies get a run in the inning. It'll be unearned. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left on base. 2-1 Phillies.
Red I love.
Do you want this Diamond Pro Dykstra t-shirt free? Stay tuned and we'll tell you how to get it. The Phillies play the Giants Friday, August 18th, 7:35. Saturday, August 19th, 8:05. And Sunday, August 20th, 1:35. When compliments of Boston Market, all fans 14 and under get a free Dykstra t-shirt with a dude's face on your chest. Then the Padres come in. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, August 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. All at 7:35. Call 463-1000.
Hey, America, just when you thought summer's nearly over, the deals are getting even hotter during the Hyundai Summer Drive. Get a sizzling factory discount of up to $1,597 or 0% financing on an airbag-equipped Elantra. And now, get a hot new high-tech accent with dual airbags for only $75.79. Plus, choose between no money down or no monthly payments for 90 days. But if you miss the year's hottest deal, that wouldn't be very cool. Get a hot new high-tech accent for only $75.79 during the Hyundai Summer Drive.
The San Diego Padres are here for 2 more tomorrow and Wednesday nights beginning at 7:35. And then the Dodgers here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday night is an 8:05 start, don't forget. And then Sunday night is also an 8:05 start. The Hall of Fame poster night is on Sunday. It's a final visit by these 2 West Coast clubs. The Giants just finished up here yesterday. 463-1000 for your tickets as the Bat Fanatic heads to his cave down the right field line. On his way to meet that Batwoman. Is that who it is? Michelle Pfeiffer?
I don't think Michelle's down there.
No, he'd be driving faster. There's your pitching comparison. Both these guys have pitched real well tonight. And Ashby will lead it off. Sid struck him out his first time up. And Ash takes a strike on the outside corner. Ashby, a 135 hitter this year, 5 for 37, coming into the game 143 lifetime with no homers and 3 RBIs. Strike 2 called. Ashby, in 37 at-bats this year, has struck out 18 times. Andy Ashby out of Kansas City. The non-drafted free agent signed by the Phillies in '86. Strike 3 called, took 3 of them. See you later. Strikeout for Sid Fernandez. Number 5. And Steve Finley, the batter, he struck out his first time up and popped to second. Finley coming in as one of the hottest hitters in the league, 8th in the league in hitting, tied for second in triples, tied for 3rd in stolen bases, and leading the league in runs scored. What a year he's having. Good player. Very good outfielder also. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Phillies Television Network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL TV, Philadelphia.
1-0 on Steve Finley. 2-1 Phillies are in the 6th inning. Hit to deep right field down the line. Fair or foul? It is a foul ball and out of here. Oh, that was way up in the air, too.
You have to have a quick bat to get around on his high inside fastball like that.
Boy, he is a good-looking hitter, isn't he?
He is. He always has been a pretty good hitter. Look here. This pitch is inside.
And he was quick, Whitey.
He was on it.
Steve Finley was in the trade from Baltimore to Houston along with Kurt Schilling and Pete Harnisch. And that was for Glenn Davis, who is now playing in Japan. 2-1 on Finley. Close. 3-1. Finley fouls it off into the upper deck. And back down into the crowd. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Don't want to walk Finley because, as we mentioned, he's 3rd in the league in steals. And he would think about running with Jody Reed, the next batter.
Sid doesn't have a good move to first. He doesn't hold runners on that well, but not many people run on him.
Grounded weakly towards second. Great pitch he just made on Finley, and Morandini throws him out. What a 3-2 pitch that was. Like Finley hesitated just a little before he went after it.
Might have been a ball. You know, it was close to a ball. It was borderline. Guess you don't want to get called out. See, this is close to the outside corner and down. I don't know whether he would have called that pitch a strike or not.
As you say, you know, he just didn't want to take it with the 2 strikes on it. So 2 outs and nobody on base. And here's Jody Reed. He's popped up foul to Charlie Hayes and fly to center. Little second baseman who spent a long time in the American League with the Red Sox. Also played for the Dodgers here in the National League. Tony Gwynn on deck. Breaking ball, and Reed beats it foul over his own dugout, third base side. 0-2 on Jody Reed.
Reed shaking his head. Fernandez does send some batters away, shaking their head.
Yeah. His pitches are on such different planes. High fastball and then a dipping curveball. There's that hook, and he throws it way outside and misses 1 and 2. There's Tom Marsh, who's feeling a little better. I had a nice talk with Marshy before the game on the bench, and he says still feeling a few cobwebs, but he's starting to feel better. And he's a very lucky young man after what happened to him last week. Curveball missed outside, 2 and 2 as he tried to backdoor him.
Those are close. I don't know how you take that ball when you have couple of strikes on you.
Mike Schmidt was talking about that the night he broadcast the game with us, and he said when Sid used to throw them that pitch, they just took it, froze on it really, and hoped it was a ball. Struck him out. Fastball away. Sid has his 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. To the bottom of the 6th inning, Phillies 2, Padres 1.
The Olds Challenge continues with a nationally authorized $1,500 price reduction on Sierra. Oldsmobile has just announced massive year-end price reductions featuring Sierra's new low MSRP of $13,900 with all these popular features. Sierra, the lowest priced midsize, period. Now only $13,900. The only thing we've downsized is the price. Take advantage of a $1,500 national price reduction today at your local Oldsmobile retailer.
People come in and say, why 5 grades of gasoline? I tell them offering only 3 grades would be like selling suits in small, medium, and large. Some people would get a good fit. Some could use a little tailoring. So if you want to know why we give you all these choices, think about the guy who needs 41 long and picture him wearing a 39 short.
The 95 Accord LX was named the best overall value in its class. You played it cool. Once again in 95, more people chose the Accord over any other car. You bided your time. Then came the Honda 95 clearance lease for just $189 a month for 24 months. Very intelligent. Timing is everything at your Honda dealer.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Beechwood Age Budweiser. It's always been true. This Bud's for you. By your Philadelphia area Mazda dealers. And by Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile, introducing Mobile Reach, the only cellular network available in small, medium, and humongous. A lot of scoring over the weekend. Good pitcher's ball game here tonight with Andy Ashby and Sid Fernandez. 2-1. Phillies lead it here in the 6th, and Kevin Stocker the batter. Stocker grounds one towards second. Jody Reed gobbles it up, throws him out, and one away here in the 6th. Stocker now 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. And that'll bring up Jeffries. He grounded out and then lined out to Tony Gwynn. Gwynn made a good play on him last time up. 2-4-0 Phillies, 1-3-1 Padres. San Diego Padres have been playing good ball. 2 straight, 7 of 9, and 10 out of their last 13. 13 out of 19 for a franchise looked dead in the water.
They sure did. Nobody in that division can really put a run together. It seems the Dodgers and Colorado are both struggling.
Colorado's problem is they have to go on the road once in a while. That's what seems to set them back. 1-1 on Jeffries with Whitten on deck. Craig pops one foul third base side. Long run, Caminetti, Cedeno, and it drops. Ball probably should have been caught by somebody.
I think Cedeno had the best angle at it. It got back of Caminetti there, and he was trying to play it over his shoulder.
That's a tough play for the third baseman. A lot easier play for the shortstop.
Sounds like, looks like that Caminetti may have called him off. See, now that's a tough play for Caminetti. He doesn't know. Now, Cedeno's right there.
Almost a fair ball, too. So it's just no play as Bruce Bochy, the manager, looks on. Bruce in his first year here. Long-time catcher in the National League. He played for San Diego for a number of years. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jeffries. Jeffries batting .347 right-handed, .273 prior to the game. And 0 for 2 tonight, both left-handed. Good eye outside, 3-2. Ashby he has walked 2. They were in the 4th inning back-to-back, and he got away with that. Throwing a double play ball after that. Jeffries chases one, strikes out, 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
Real bad pitch. Down and away. That never was near the strike zone, and Jeffries kind of poked at it but didn't get any wood on it. He likes to go after the high pitch more than he does the low pitch.
Mark Whitten, the batter, has struck out, walked, stolen a base. Big high chopper towards second. Jody Reed leaps, gets it, throws him out. Strong inning for Ashby. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Harry the K back with Whitey in the 7th inning, 2-1 Phils.
My dad was always there for me. This was my chance to be there for him. I knew we needed an extra room, but the money was tight. I couldn't have done it without a loan. And my Mellon PSFS banker came through for me. That's what family is all about.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
When they were small, we had a little sports car.
And then they got bigger, so we had to get a 4-door.
So we leased a new Volkswagen Jetta, $199 a month. Nice, huh? The German-engineered front-wheel drive Jetta comes with rack and pinion steering, daytime running lights, dual airbags. It's a great driving car.
It's got a big back seat.
And a huge trunk.
Weimaraners come from Germany.
Maybe that's why they like driving so much.
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Now for deep cleaning, the Hoover Steam Vac. Not a vacuum, it washes out dirt, yet it's easy to use as you're upright.
Hoover, nobody does it like you.
After 6 innings of play, it's the Phillies 2 and the Padres 1. Wednesday at 8:30, Kirk Cameron is all grown up and living in New York. See him on the premiere of Kirk, right here on PHL 17, the home of the WB. As Harry Callis joins us in the 7th. Harry?
All right, thanks, Rich. And Tony Gwynn will lead it off for the Padres here in the 7th inning. Phils lead it by a score of 2-1. Gwynn has fly to deep left and grounded to third base. Sid Fernandez has a 2-1 lead here in the 7th. He's given up just 3 hits. He has an inordinate number of ground outs tonight. That's something he usually doesn't do. He pitched an entire game against the Phillies when he was with the Mets, and there wasn't 1 assist in the ball game. All strikeouts or pop-ups or fly balls. Got the curveball over. 1-1 to count to Tony Gwynn. Hit to deep left center, but Flora has a bead on it right at the rim of the warning track for out number 1. The ball is carrying well tonight. It's hot, it's humid, and the ball, Gwynn hit one off the end of his bat in the 1st inning that got to the warning track, but both these pitchers have been so dominant, their precious few fly balls hit to the outfield. Ashby thrown a lot of ground balls and Sid a lot of ground outs and strikeouts. Ken Caminetti is fouled out and grounded back to the mound. Good play by Fernandez.
He's had some pretty good swings at Fernandez. Caminetti, he hasn't connected yet, but
one ball and no strikes to Caminetti.
His two pitches are so different. I mean, you have that blazer coming in there, high and hard usually, and then you have that slow hook.
And Hook really has bite. I mean, it's rare for a starting pitcher to be able to be just a two-pitch pitcher, but his are such quality pitches, and he gets so many strikeouts, 12.4 per 9 innings coming into this game. I'd like to see this Hawaiian back in the Phillies uniform next year again.
Yeah, you betcha.
Pretty well hit to center, but Andy Van Slyke tracks it down.
I have friends in Baltimore who saw Fernandez pitch last year quite a bit down there. They can't believe he's pitching this well. They don't think he can pitch down there.
He did struggle at Baltimore. I think perhaps the change of leagues. He says the ballparks are smaller. The ball jumps out of most ballparks in the American League. Eddie Williams has struck out and grounded out. One ball and no strikes. Laid off the high fastball. It's 2-0. Cut, fouled it back, 2-1. Two balls and a strike to Eddie Williams. This fellow was an original first-round draft pick of the New York Mets back in '83, fourth player selected in that draft, and then he kind of kicked around in the minor leagues, went to Cleveland, went to Chicago, played in Japan 1 year. Slings it into left center. That's going to fall for a hit. Van Slyke quickly returns it to the infield, overthrows Morandini, but backed up by Sid Fernandez. Just the fourth hit given up by Sid, a base hit for Eddie Williams. Williams was playing in a semi-pro league when a Padres scout saw him, and he was tearing it up and signed him to a contract and been productive. Brings on Arky Sinfraco. I don't know what Larry Boas
made his point, whatever it was. Went through the whole dugout.
Curveball for a strike to Sinfraco. Sinfraco has doubled and scored the Padres run, and he has walked. Missing wide with a breaking ball, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Arky Sinfraco. Phils lead it 2-1. We're in the 7th inning. Jammed him, and he fouls it back and out of play. One and two to Sinfraco. Lofts the curveball to Mark Whitten in right field. That'll be it for the Padres in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Stretch time of the vet. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Bills lead it 2-1.
We got the best of old friends and new. The Kids WB is made
For you!
We can't say who's coming back to the lot, but it's 2 crazy brothers.
And this is that.
So if you want the hottest shows with action and antics and
Heaven knows.
you know there's no place else to be.
Then Saturday, September 9th. Right here.
Kids WB.
Coming this fall on PHL 17.
When they shattered his world. They killed the woman I love.
There is no payback for that.
Well, he went looking for revenge.
I know who you are.
Will you help me? But what he found was something more.
Let's play.
Antonio Banderas. Did I thank you?
No, you didn't.
I will. Desperado, rated R. At theaters Friday.
No matter how hard you look, you won't find the 1995 Motor Trend Import Car of the Year anywhere. The 1995 Nissan Maxima is sold out. But the 96 Maxima has arrived with a special introductory lease of 0 down and just $319 a month. And of course, there's only one place you'll find it, your nearest Nissan dealer. The 1996 Maxima, 0 down payment and $319 a month for 36 months. Offer ends August 31st.
Do your children regularly skip breakfast? It's important that parents keep healthy breakfast items on hand. Researchers found that the majority of children who skip breakfast didn't make up the lost nutrients later in the day.
On the American League scoreboard tonight, they're playing a doubleheader at Milwaukee. The Brew Crew had lost 3 in a row. They win that first game 3-1. Second game just underway. Cleveland 6-1 over Toronto. White Sox have a 4-3 lead over Detroit in the 7th, and Texas just crushing Minnesota 11-1. Rangers have the lead now in that wild card chase in the American League by 2.5 games. Darren Dalton has an infield single and scored a run, and he has walked. Low hit game. Phil's 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Padres 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error. His pitchers have been in command.
Yeah, each team
Ashby's really throwing well, Whitey. This is the best I've ever seen him throw.
He's got a good slider and sinker. Each team's only left 2 men on base here. Haven't had many opportunities.
2 balls and a strike to Darren Dalton. Line drive, it's speared by Cedeno. So Dalton hit it hard, but caught by Cedeno. Guess they must have decided not to do that shift. If they had their normal shift on, that's into left center field.
Might have been extra bases. They've gotten by the shortstop and gotten into that hold out there. He really nailed his pitch. Caught it just above the turf.
Brings on Charlie Hayes. He is singled and grounded into a double play. One ball and no strikes to Charlie Hayes. High drive into deep left field. It'll stay in the park, though. Sinfraco makes the catch in front of the warning track. 2 down. That'll bring on Andy Van Slyke. He's grounded into a double play and has singled and scored a run. Tom Lasorda brings in his Dodgers Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Mike Piazza and company will be in Thursday at 7:35. Friday, don't forget, is an 8:05 start time. Saturday, 7:05, National Pack Time Day, and Hall of Fame posters on Sunday. That's a night game on Sunday at 8:05. Friday night, scheduled to pitch Hideo Nomo in his first start against the Phils.
Last report was that they have 45 Japanese media credentials handed out.
Oh, yeah, that'll be wherever he pitches, they have large media requests. Got beat in his last start at Shea. Hit pretty well to right center field, but Finley closes the gap and makes the catch, and the Phillies go down in order in the 7th. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. We move to the 8th. Phil's lead 2-1.
Dodge changed the rules of truck power, the rules of safety, comfort, convenience. And while we were changing those rules, another one changed all by itself. New rule: Dodge pickups now have higher resale than Ford, Chevy, or GMC. Want proof? Check the rule book. The rules have changed. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
This is Apollo 11-7, and we've just spotted some Astros headed for Philadelphia. Please confirm.
Roger, copy Apollo 11-7. The Houston Astros will be in town Friday, September 8th at 8:05, Saturday, September 9th at 7:05, and Sunday, September 10th at 1:35, when fans 14 and under get this red knit ski cap free, courtesy of Campbell Suits. Call 463-1000, but you want to keep it short because this will be a very long-distance call.
Our Chevrolet game summary. Phillies have scored 2 runs on groundouts. Padres got an RBI double out of Brian Johnson in the 2nd inning for their run. Fernandez, 7 innings pitched, a walk, 6 strikeouts. Ashby, 7 innings, 1 earned run, and 4 strikeouts. And after what we've seen around here in that Giant series, this is a kind of an oddity ball game, pitcher's game.
Really has been a pitcher's game. Andy Ashby's given up 2 runs, just 1 of them earned. Sid Fernandez has given up 1 run, and for Jim Fregosi, Sid has not only pitched a great game, but this has been a blessing for him. He used his whole bullpen in yesterday's game, every one of them.
Sid even knocked in the go-ahead run.
Right. Brian Johnson doubled in the Padres run. He's also struck out. Van Slyke coming hard, isn't going to get it. A base hit for Brian Johnson. His 2nd hit, just the 5th given up by Sid Fernandez, and it will bring up Andujar Cedeno.
That off the end of the bat, I think it fooled Van Slyke a little bit. He kind of went back and then came in. See, that's right off the end of the bat. That can fool a center fielder with that big swing.
Brad Osmus, another catcher with better speed, will be a pinch runner at first base.
Well, I think they'd save him for a pinch hitter. He's a pretty good hitter, Osmus. He will occasionally steal a base, usually using the element of surprise.
Russ Springer is the right-hander. Michael Mims, the left-hander in the Phillies bullpen. This is the deepest that Sid Fernandez has gone into a game for the Phillies. His longest previous stint was 7 innings against Pittsburgh. He is working here in the 8th. Slammed into center field, but caught by Van Slyke. Cedeno hit that ball hard. A flag by Andy Van Slyke.
Man is getting both those curveballs up a little bit, the one that Johnson hit and the one that Cedeno just hit. It's going to be all for Ashby.
Phil Clark will come in as a pinch hitter. Doug Bachler gets up in the Padre bullpen. Phil Clark hitting at .228. As a pinch hitter, he is 5 for 26, including a home run. Got the curveball over, 1 strike to Clark. Osmus got a running jump and he steals second base.
It's his 11th steal. He doesn't usually run that much. Oh, did he ever get a jump? Couldn't have shot him out.
1 ball and 1 strike to the pinch hitter Phil Clark. Missed the fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Had some mustard on that fastball. This guy's a good fastball hitter too, Clark. He can really hurt you if he gets wood on the ball because he has a quick bat. And he's strong.
Chased a high fastball, struck him out. 7th strikeout for Sid. 2 down here in the 8th.
Tried to lay off the high fastball and can see the bat go. Big strikeout for Fernandez.
Brings on Steve Finley, who was struck out, looped out to shallow right center on a fine catch by Morandini and grounded out to Morandini. Osmus at second base with 2 down. One ball and no strikes. Aaron Dalton going to talk it over with Sid Fernandez.
Probably more worried about Finley than they are the next hitter, Reed. Even though Reed's a right-hand batter. Pretty good little hitter, but he doesn't have the sting in his bat that Finley has.
Missing wide, 2 balls and no strikes. Jim Fregosi would like to see Sid get through this 8th inning. That's with a curveball, 3-0.
When he throws Finley a 2-0 curve, he's not all that anxious to pitch to him.
Finley takes a called strike, 3-1. Fastball is high and Finley walks. Second walk given up by Sid Fernandez. 2 men on base, 2 outs for Jody Reed, who's fouled out to Charlie Hayes, lined out to center, and struck out.
Come on, Jody.
2-1, Phillies lead here in the 8th inning. Osmus at second. Finley at first. One strike. Him up on the right side of the infield. Greg Jeffries puts it away, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors, 2 left. Sid Fernandez has given the Phils 8 strong innings. Phillies 2-1.
The Infiniti i30 is truly an extraordinary luxury car. It has a revolutionary micro-finished V6 that can out-accelerate many luxury V8s. It comes with patented rear multi-link beam suspension that allows for superb handling. And it does something all $30,000 luxury cars should do. Perform.
Whether you're negotiating a deal,
Okay, if you're good, I'll read you a story.
Come on, make it 2.
calling in an order,
Skip the strawberry. We want chocolate.
scheduling a meeting,
I'm at the Big Artichokes.
or simply checking in with the boss,
Honey, is it okay if I stay another half hour?
the most important thing
Hello?
is that the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile. Call 1-800-255-BELL.
In the news at this hour, the bodies of 3 American diplomats killed while on a peacekeeping mission to Bosnia were returned home today. Top administration officials remembered the men at a ceremony at Andrews Air Force Base.
And the Phillies renewed manager Jim Pregosi's contract today, giving him a 1-year extension through next season. Team owner Bill Giles says Pregosi has been the team's best manager in the last 25 years. Details on these stories after the game.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Pico Energy, focusing our energies on you. By the Yellow Pages, 9 out of 10 people use the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. By Pizza Hut, try our new stuffed crust pizza. And by Volkswagen, on the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Drivers wanted. New battery, Brad Osmus stays in the game to catch. And the new pitcher is Doug Bachler. Bachler has pitched really well. This will be his 19th game. 3 wins, no losses, a 1.93 ERA. 28 innings, 20 hits, 6 runs, 25 strikeouts, and 9 walks. So he comes on for Andy Ashby. Bachler came along with Ashby and his now battery mate Brad Osmus in a trade with Colorado that sent Greg Harris and Bruce Hurst to the Rockies. Gary Varsho's in the on-deck circle to bat for Sid Fernandez. Kevin Flora has struck out and grounded out. 2 balls and no strikes to Flora. Two and 1. 3-1. Those would like to get a little insurance for the ninth inning, leading by a run here, 2-1. Popped him in the air to center field, not deep. Finley makes the grab, 1 down. Bring on Gary Varsho. Batting for Sid Fernandez. So Sid gives the Phillies 8 very fine innings. 1 run, 5 hits, struck out 7, walked 2. Gary Varsho hitting a .277, 9 out of 26 as a pinch hitter with 3 runs batted in. And Heathcliff Slocum starts throwing in the Phillies bullpen. Got well out in front of a changeup. 1 strike to Varsho. Oh, Toby Borland is up in the Phillies bullpen. Every relief pitcher pitched in yesterday's game. Slocum ended up getting the win in the 10th inning. One ball and 1 strike. 2-1. Sid, 98 total pitches, 63 of them strikes.
He'd pitch a much better game than he threw here tonight.
I tell you. He is.
He could actually have, 6, 7 wins the way he's pitched. That changeup again. A 3-1 pitch, yeah. No, I guess it was a 2-1 pitch.
Beats the ball foul. 22,865, the paid attendance here tonight. Full count. Fouls it back and out of play. Another foul ball. Still 3-2 to Gary Varsho. Slade, the hit for the Padres in the 9th inning. There are 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Tony Gwynn, Ken Caminetti, and Eddie Williams. Hughes at foul. Varsho is a 1-out base runner. And we'll bring up Mickey Morandini. Mickey has an infield single. He's grounded out and struck out. Dribbles the ball softly to shortstop. Cedeno will get the out at second base. Morandini at first on a fielder's choice. And with 2 outs, it'll bring up Kevin Stocker. Stock's been hit by a pitch ball and is twice grounded out.
Mickey could try to steal a base here. Those 8 stolen bases and 2 outs would be a nice time to try it.
Stocker fouls it back and out of play. 1 strike to him. Bachler is 25 years old, out of West Palm Beach, Florida. Signed originally by Montreal as a 9th round pick. June '89 draft. Then he went to Colorado in the expansion draft and traded over to the Padres. One ball and 1 strike. Crime Dog has hit a home run in that game. Fred McGriff, a 2-runner, and Atlanta leads Houston 3-0 behind Tom Glavine. The Braves go on to beat the Astros. The Phillies could move to within 2.5 of Houston in the wild card race. Colorado would be just 1 behind Houston in the wild card race. One ball and 2 strikes. Pitch out. They thought Mickey was going to go, but he didn't. 2-2.
He hasn't even offered to run yet, which would make you think they're not going to send him.
Full count. He'll be running now with 2 down. Didn't want to do that. Second walk of the inning given up by Bachler. And the batter will be Greg Jeffries, who was grounded out, lined out to right, and struck out. Left-hander Ron Valone gets up in the Padre bullpen. Pitcher they got from Seattle in the Andy Bennis deal. And of course the Phils have Jeffries and Whitten scheduled to hit, a couple of switch hitters. One ball and no strikes.
All he's thrown is a fastball and changeup so far. He hasn't thrown a slider or curve.
Morandini at second. Stocker at first with 2 down here in the 8th. One ball and 1 strike to Greg Jeffries. Into left field, a base hit. Here comes Moore and Beatty. Sinfraco's throw cut off, and they tag out Stocker. But the Phils get an insurance run on an RBI single by Greg Jeffries. Kevin Stocker tagged out. Sinfraco to Caminetti. Phils get a run, one hit, no errors, one left. We go to the ninth. Phils on top, 3-1.
Between the two of us, we had one chair, a lamp, and a microwave. And lots of bills. Even on 2 salaries, it wasn't easy. What we needed was a loan. With payments we could afford. Our Mellon PSFS banker helped us work it out. It made things a lot more comfortable around here.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
The new Chevy Blazer gives you this elegant interior, exceptional quiet, and 3 power ports to plug in electronic equipment.
This is Lynn. Leave a message at the tone and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Isn't it nice to know all that's there, even if you're not?
Introducing the lineup of Phillies Legends Photo Ball baseballs. Play ball. Collect all 5 at Burger King for only $2.99 each. Here's the play-by-play on how. Slide into your participating Burger King restaurant. Buy any large sandwich value meal. Run home with 1 Phillies Hall of Fame legend. Let's replay, slide, buy, score! Collect a different ball each week for just $2.99. Only at Burger King and only for a limited time. Get your burger's worth. What a steal.
After 8 innings of play, the Phils 3, San Diego 1. Wednesday at 9, Marlin is attracted to one of Pop's customers on the Wayans Brothers, only on PHL 17, the home of the WB. Tony Gwynn leads it off. 0 for 3 is fly to deep left, grounded out. Fly to deep left, facing Toby Borland, who will try to save this one for Sid Fernandez. Borland appearing in his 37th game. He's won 1, lost none, 4 saves, a 4.44 ERA. One ball and 1 strike to Tony Gwynn. One and 2.
He chased a pitch a little out of the strike zone, a little high maybe, a little outside. You don't see him chase much out of the strike zone.
Hit to left field, Flora there. Tony Gwynn retired. That's 1 down here in the 9th inning. Brings up Ken Caminetti. Caminetti is fouled out, grounded back to the mound, and a good play by Sid Fernandez and fly to deep center. Phil's lead here in the 9th inning, 3-1. Hard ground ball. Stocker has it behind second, throws him out. That's 2 down here in the 9th inning. And then we'll bring up Eddie Williams. Williams has struck out, grounded out, and singled. Toby Borland trying to tie this one down for Sid Fernandez. Inside, 1-0. Two balls and no strikes. Line drive in the gap in left center field. That'll be extra bases. Williams heading for second. Goes in standing with a double. And Scott Livingstone has come out of the Padre dugout to pinch hit.
Well, this guy can hit. He got a fastball down the middle and drilled it into that gap. And they have a pinch hitter here. The Phillies do not get out very often. Scott Livingstone.
Livingstone is 2 for 4 against the Phillies this year with a homer. Lifetime, he is 10 for 21, hitting .476 against Phil's pitching with 2 home runs. Hitting .324 this season. He slams a base hit to left. Williams will hold at third base, and the Padres have runners at first and third. Somebody must get him out once in a while, but the Phillies never get Scott Livingstone out. It's amazing.
He's hurt him with a long ball, too. Well, he hit that ball right where it was thrown, out away from him, and drilled it into left field. Flora probably should have thrown the ball to second base. As that run on third, the runner on third was stopped anyway, but you don't want that runner on first getting to second. He didn't go.
Johnny Padres out to talk to Toby Borland. Michael Mims and Russ Springer get up in the Phillies bullpen. Having used Heathcliff Slocum a lot lately and Ricky Batalico a lot lately, Jim Fregosi probably told them before the game that they had the night off. Brad Ausmus batting for the first time, hitting at .287. To Ausmus. Livingstone tears up the Phillies. Ausmus is hitless this year against the Phillies. 0 for 14 in lifetime. A .149 hitter against Phil's pitching. Fans on their feet. Got a piece of it, fouled it out of play. Still 0-2. Now balls and 2 strikes to Brad Ausmus. That man has a vested interest in this situation. Sid Fernandez, 8 strong innings. Outside, 1-2.
Good 2-strike pitch. Sometimes guys chase that pitch.
Called third strike. He struck him out to end the ball game. So Toby Borland saves it for Sid Fernandez for the Padres in the ninth. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 2. Phils have won 5 in a row, winning tonight behind the strong pitching of Sid Fernandez by a score of 3-1. Toby Borland records a save, his 5th. Sunoco and your local Sunoco dealers will donate $100 to the Byrne Foundation in the name of Toby Borland. Back with the totals and a recap in just a moment.